He should be buried alive for that. Soldiers who abuse Sanwo-Olu should be punished, General Taoreed Lagbaja says. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. Please subscribe to our channel. This is a dangerous trend with our ununiformed men, especially with the soldiers, that has to be checked if we must build a society where the rule of law and complete subservience to civil rule and authority should be the hallmark of the country. Perhaps we are still suffering and bedeviled by vestiges of militarism after so many years of military incursion into the governance in the country. It also is a problem of a kind of training that our soldiers receive that you wonder if they ever enjoy any form of interaction or relationship with their colleagues from other climes. An average soldier believes that he is superior and more patriotic than other Nigerians and so could at the slightest provocation brutalize the victims, most times for no justifiable reason. Why do they derogatorily refer to civilians as bastards and bloody civilians? Recently, a soldier, so he claimed, as soon as he saw a policeman entering his box he uses for commercial purposes, almost instantly started abusing the policeman as though they had known each other before that encounter. He called him all kinds of names, including reminding him that he was only a civilian and he would deal with him. Of course, that led to a spectacle of sorts as they began exchanging abusing words at each other to the embarrassment of onlookers. The soldiers' vituperation was completely uncalled for and unwarranted. What is the quality of their training? Why do they always feel insecure when they relate with civilians such that they think that the only way they can get even is by being aggressive and violent whenever they encounter civilians? Why do Nigerian soldiers believe that they are above the law and the constituted authority? The incursion of the military into governments has left them worse off as professionals, such that their political exposure has left them divided along ethnic and religious lines too, that you can hardly expect them to be fair in their mediation in any matter. Recently, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu was on his way to the Ojo campus of the Lagos State University, LASU, for the inauguration of the Femi Gbajabiamile's Conference Center, when he encountered some motorcyclists from which one of the arrested identified himself as a soldier and immediately ordered their arrest. The video showed many of the riders and passengers abandoning their motorcycles and fleeing as the governor's security operatives gave them a chase. A few escaped while a handful were apprehended. He had approached the man the same way he approached others, including the female, but they were all apologetic but for the soldier. He simply announced the fact that he was a soldier, as though that confers on him the right to break the law. The video of the governor's encounter with these people had hardly gone on the social media before some rather rude, discourteous, and insolent colleagues of his began to rain abuses on Governor Sanwo-Olu. The outburst was such that you wonder if they can do this to an elected representative of the people as a governor. Then what would be the fate of a lesser mortal? They did not spare any word while insulting the governor, and they were so bold that they did not even bother to disguise themselves. That is how deplorable and degenerated we have come as a society. In one of the videos, a soldier whose name wasn't mentioned in anger blasted the governor, saying, "You are calling the soldier useless, but you want to do your dirty work and use the soldiers." This is a clarion call for the authorities of armed forces and the police to take a second look at the personnel and the process that throws them out, and also the need to instill discipline on these men. Where they get that erroneous notion that they are more patriotic and more committed to the nation is what I do not understand. Sometime in August 2019, Hamisu Bala, a notorious billionaire kidnap kingpin, also known as Wadume, confessed that men of the Nigerian army actually helped him escape on August 6th after he was arrested by the police. 2 police officers attached to the Special Anti-Kidnap Squad of the Inspector General of Police and a civilian were killed when soldiers opened fire on them. The incident generated a public row between the police and the soldiers, which Nigerians completely appalled. And as usual, the military simply made the world believe, of course, with the consent of the former Attorney General and the Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, that the matter will be handled by the military internally. The military officers who commit crimes after going through internal disciplinary action should be handed over to the police for prosecution. Or how else can the rest of the people, including their colleagues, know what risks if they find themselves on the wrong side of the law? No serious society would tolerate the nuisance being displayed by many of our officers on the grounds of recognizing only their superiors in the military. Thankfully, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tarid Lagwaja, had revealed that a soldier who insulted Sanwo-Olu had been arrested. Lagwaja, who addressed journalists in Enugu, has said that the army was unhappy with the conduct of a soldier. He was clarified that only one soldier was involved, adding that the others were not soldiers. The issue of discipline among soldiers, especially as it concerns relating with civilians, must be accorded the prominence it rightly deserves. Globally, the military thrives on discipline. Ours must not be an exception, hence, those who fall short of expectation should be shown the way out. There should not be any attempt to protect those that bring their image to disrepute, as this would send wrong signals among the ranks and file, and also it will be seen to mean that these unruly men have the backing of the authorities in the military. Now, this happens when, if you ask me, two things are involved. And sincerely, these people always feel, not all of them, but majority of them have come in contact with, they always feel on top of the world, and it is very bad. They always want to show that they're superior. And the thing is, then they show their power, they flex their muscle for where we say no suppose. Where you suppose flex your muscle with, people will be say be your type, we carry between you carry inside bush. You know who will flex them. I have seen incidences where these people brutalize both men, both women, at the slightest provocation. I think, sometimes if I want to say this about them, I'll be like, okay, could it be what they're going through? Then the Nigerian military, apart from, instilling discipline to them, they have to, how the soldiers now, after them going through all the whole fights they go through and all the struggles and all the traumas, how do they make them, do they create a safe space for these people to actually declutter? Do you know that walking around with trauma from war, from work and all of that, these soldiers, they're on now war now, they can actually, make one very, as in change one. It is another angle to it. So, in as much as, okay, you want to call them out, let them do this, let them do that, the Nigerian army also needs to do their own work. They should create a safe space for these people. I'm not saying that this should be an excuse, but really, some of them, they move around with years and years and years of trauma and work that they should declutter. They should declutter, feel refreshed, go for therapy, then feel fresh. You understand? Come outside refreshed, ready to, go about their work. And it should not be a one-time thing. It should always happen all the time so that they can maintain a clear head. And of course, they should teach them how to manage relationship, because it be like, say, most of them no sabi. You understand? This thing they said about this person, I've seen them misuse the power, and it's not right. It is certainly not right. And I conclude with this. I feel it is because sometimes these people, they don't have a choice. Most of these people that venture into the army or even the navy or even the air force, they still don't get choice, if you ask me. Some of them do and say, work no day. So it's a thing of, cash or shit, let us do it. Why some actually, they enter because that is their goal. But it should not take away the fact that the army provides, or the efforts of the, naval, community provides a safe space for the workers to declutter, to refresh, so that, they can maintain a clear head while going about their job. All right, on this note, you've come to the end of the news. So thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.